Steve. Steve's our program manager for this event. He'll be in charge of proceedings, and I hand over to you now, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, Anthony, for that introduction. Welcome, everyone, to the DAO Hack. Let me kind of share my screen. Like I said, welcome. Thanks for everyone to tuning in to the first launch event here for the DAO Hackathon in partnership with BitDAO. I'm Steve. I'm a PM here, program manager, kind of managing this hack here at Encode. We also have a couple of our partners with BitDAO on the call that will speak a little bit about BitDAO and their partnership with us. That'll be a bit later, but we'll get right into it. Let's see. So a little bit about Encode and what we do. We're a Web3 educational community. We put on awesome programs like hackathons, in-person and here virtual boot camps, accelerators, and a lot of technical workshops, kind of with the goal in mind for people to come here and learn, build, eventually maybe get hired if that is their goal, or kind of get funding. So we really kind of cater towards ambitious people as yourself to come to our platform, develop skills kind of for their professional and personal goals to getting into crypto and blockchain. So kind of how does a hackathon work? So it is truly a place to build. You know, we're looking for people to create true projects, have a code base, show off kind of in demo. It is a place to learn. You know, this is a very open-ended hackathon. You know, you can build on any type of layer one, any chain. So you have a lot of creativity here and can learn as much as you want. So more specifically, what is this DAO hackathon? So this is going to be a 4-week virtual hackathon to build a blockchain project. This is kind of your chance to build on any type of L1, like I said, or any chain you want, giving you kind of the true flexibility in kind of the development space as you wish. We have unlimited support here on Encode. We have a team in Europe, a team in America, 24/7. You know, if you need to reach us, have a call. We're here for you at any time of day. This will be a hackathon where you can learn about all types of blockchains, like I said, more specifically in building DAOs and DAO tooling. We have, you know, open-ended challenges, very high rewards and prizes for this one specifically. So BitDAO is being very generous with their partnership here, and we're excited to see what happens. Little typo there on StarkNet Hackathon. I apologize for that. This is the DAO Hackathon, but this is going to be the schedule, the general schedule. So as today, March 2nd, we're doing the hackathon launch, kind of an intro to BitDAO. You know, next week coming up, we're kind of confirming the time, but we're going to have a treasury asset swap workshop. Very good workshop. We're going to partner with somebody at BitDAO to kind of put that on, along with multiple workshops coming up in the following weeks: ideation workshop, fundraising, submissions, and a last technical workshop at the end before the submission date on April 3rd. That is going to be 1 minute before midnight in local time. So wherever you are, the submission deadline is going to be right before your local time. So, and then a week after judging, we'll have a nice grand finale and kind of prize giving ceremony for everybody. So we'll get into the challenges. So we have 2 overarching kind of main themes here with this DAO hackathon, 2 kind of general challenges. One is first building DAO tooling. So as you know, DAOs are becoming more and more present in our future and kind of how we organize companies and organizations. We need the infrastructure and we need the tooling to really make them viable and truly work. So we're looking for any type of tooling, such as a management tool, treasury management tools, governance and voting, better ways for communication within DAOs, better ways to engage the community, access control, multi-sig, etc. The second challenge would be actually building a DAO. So we challenge you to kind of be creative with this, do whatever you think of, but we're kind of looking for three main themes here. So you need to technically build a DAO using, a current platform that's out there, or maybe you can create your own. That would be very cool. That would tie into kind of the first challenge of building DAO tooling. Secondly, decide a unique purpose of what is kind of the DAO. Is it, to help the environment? Maybe it's to raise money to buy, like the Constitution, for example. And third, achieve some sort of traction and community. We need to see true membership and engagement and kind of organizational structure there. And getting into the prizes for those two specific challenges. We have 50,000 in total prizes, very large prize pool for people to get into for DAO tooling, because that's kind of the main aspect we're trying to target here. The first place prize is 15,000 US, second place 10,000, so very high, with a third place and quite a few runners up. Building a DAO, first place prize is still very high, 7,000, and drops off to $4, $3, and $1,000 for the next. A lot of cool things can be made here. One question is, can I kind of incorporate both challenges into my project? Yes, that's totally possible. We leave that open to you. And kind of the opportunities afterwards. You think about, coming into this hackathon, what will I get out of it? What can I kind of show for after it is all said and done? So first off, we really like, to learn new skills during this. You can learn on any chain, any L1 or L2. And then second most, you truly become an ambassador of kind of BitDAO and Encode Club. You've gone through one of our programs, you've seen what it takes, and you kind of can be in our community, engage with us, engage with other like-minded people and kind of developers in this space. And then if your ultimate goal is to get hired, we do have resources for that. We have a dedicated head of talent, Laura. She's actually on this call today. She's waving there. And we have a great team there, great amount of resources at your disposal, if that is kind of your main goal. And then truly, the last and foremost is, with a lot of these projects, is to get funding and actually create a true company and kind of come out of this on top. So BitDAO is giving a lot of prizes here. There's also alternative ways for funding after, and that is a great space to kind of test out your project, test out if it works, and kind of truly flesh out the idea. Resources. So as our intro email to you guys after registering for the hack, we sent a little hacker pack. It was on Notion, kind of understanding how to submit your project, the challenges, kind of frequently asked questions. We'll probably post that link for you today if you don't already have that. We have a Discord channel separately for this hackathon on our server. So that's where you can kind of communicate with our team. You can understand kind of what's going on with updates, the new technical workshops that are coming out. If you're looking for a team, that's where you can go to on our Discord. Maybe you want to introduce yourself as well. We'll be constantly checking that. One thing that Encode offers that is kind of unique to us in our hackathons is we do offer one-on-one calls. So I'd already sent an email to most of you about, who have registered to please book a call on my Calendly if you kind of want to talk about your project, understand, about the hackathon a little more, or need any feedback. So that's one unique thing we do here. Vanessa, can you please maybe post my Calendly if people want to book that? I'll also post it on our Discord pages. We have a lot of resources on our Medium about the hackathon. We're constantly updating that. So please, keep checking for our Medium and our events. Everything will be recorded and put it on YouTube. That way you can look back. We do ask you to show up to these and be able to engage, but in order to look back on the resources, we do post them on YouTube, and we do offer technical support in the Discord. We know this is a learning experience, and we want to aid you as much as you can, submissions. So we get a lot of questions about this, so I want to kind of highlight that here. The submission date is April 3rd, so kind of a month from today almost. Like I said, it's going to be 1 minute before kind of midnight in your local time is the deadline, so you don't have to think about time zones here. What that submission looks like will be a link to your online demo, showcasing your code base maybe on GitHub, for example, a full presentation, and then any kind of technical paperwork describing kind of what you are doing here. The video should be maximum 3 minutes in length. We do say kind of the best ones and the most efficient ones are 1.5 minutes to really get your point across in a clear and concise manner. That way, we can go through these projects in an efficient way. Any kind of FAQs at the end, frequently asked questions we have normally gotten. Who can take part? Anyone can take part in this hackathon. Do you need a team? No, you don't necessarily need a team. You can be solo, or we can help you find one. Like I said, the Discord is a great place to kind of go about finding a team and introducing yourself there. Is there any technical support? Yes, we do offer technical support and help in the Discord. We'll try to answer your questions. When does all this organization happen in Discord? Like I said, we have great pages there. Can you enter an existing project? Yes, as long as it hasn't raised any significant funding, we do think that is okay. And you own everything you build. We don't take part in any of your building here. And you are able to do both of the challenges. All workshops will be recorded and updated to YouTube. That way you can look back on them. A unique, thing that we have here at Encode that I kind of touched on is the true mentorship. Within our hackathons, we do these one-on-one calls. We have, extensive resources for you. We're able to sit down with you kind of any time of day, no matter what time zone you're in. Like I said, with kind of the two different teams we have, the Americas and Europe. That way we can really understand, where you're coming from, what you're doing with your project, help give you feedback. We have, technical people ask, kind of myself, I have some technical background that can help you and going about fleshing out your idea. So kind of what is next in the next steps, please kind of join the Discord if you haven't already. That way, you can go about finding a team if you do not have one and that's your goal. Please join all the upcoming workshops in the future. Those will be constantly posted on our Discord and, our Medium articles. And then finally, start building your project. This is the kickoff launch event. We have 4 weeks to build before submission. So kind of get going on it, and we love to see where you end up. So next, I'm going to head over to our CEO here, Anthony. to kind of talk a little more.
Hi guys, welcome to the Hackathon. Steve, thank you very much for that thorough overview of what's to come. I want to just say a few words of both encouragement and advice ahead of this hackathon. What is a brilliant one. We've actually don't often get the pleasure of doing thematic hackathons, and this one really is as on a lots of mind bends question at the moment. I was on message and on topic and on zeitgeist as it comes really a DAO hack. So the person who asked in the chat, is this an event about the DAO hack, i.e. the 2017 DAO hack? It is not, unfortunately, but if you want to hack any DAOs in the process of this hackathon, please don't do that, but you can do some really cool things on DAOs and with DAOs. This hackathon encourages you to use your full creativity. We had a very similar hackathon back in the kind of winter period with Wintermute, which was our DeFi hack, and I was absolutely blown away by the caliber A of projects. I think we had 5 startups come out of that hackathon, and B, the creativity and protocols that we used. And this hackathon really does encourage you not just to stick to the EVM, but to go beyond. If you love Solana, love Tezos, love Near, love Polkadot, love Algorand, love Avalanche, build on any of them, we don't mind. This hackathon also had a very specific goal, which is you can, if you do want to build a DAO, but what we'd love to see is DAO tooling. I think those of you that have been members of DAOs, I'm sure a lot of you have been, and have taken part in DAOs and have invested in DAOs, have noticed that we're still fairly nascent with the technology. It still is, in many respects, something that there's a lot of opportunity to build great tooling, great governance, great messaging, great organizational structures. It's really a lot of innovation there, and we encourage you to go for it. And I think this hackathon in particular, we love the fact that so many great hackathon projects turn up in startups. I think over 60 projects have become startups out of Encode, raising well over hundreds of millions, I think, at this point, being worth billions, and that's great to see it. And they start from hackathons, and I think there is a huge opportunity building DAO tooling to build some fantastic startups of the future. If you want a recommendation from me, I'd very much love to see a platform that makes the process from discussion to voting silky smooth, for instance. I think that there's many things that could be both combined that are out there and many things that could be innovated on. So I really encourage you to do something that is functional, that allows us to improve the DAO experience, the community experience quite significantly. Maybe it's a new Discord, a decentralized Discord. I'd absolutely love to see that. Maybe it's a new multi-sig. Maybe it's integrating a multi-sig into a snapshot-like platform. All of these things are the type of ideas we'd love to see. And not only are there fantastic prizes available, which Steve showed on screen, but furthermore to that, there's we're looking, BitDAO's looking, the ecosystem of Encode are looking to invest in fantastic things coming out of the hackathon. So really do go for it and be ambitious. The point of Encode, though, is more broad than just getting you to build specific use cases on DAOs. It's really to be a platform for your development within the crypto industry, to allow you to learn, to educate yourself, and then take that next. And that next step, the building a project is part of that. It's part of the learning process, becoming a better Web3 developer. It's not the end goal, though. We hope that all of you here today, that you have ambitions to be in crypto full-time. Maybe some of you are already in crypto full-time in the broadest sense. Steve touched on it earlier, but this, in many respects, the most likely outcome for most of you is that you'll be getting a job in crypto if you haven't already. And if you are going to go through that process, we've already mentioned Laura, but we've got Laura, who's our fantastic head of talent, who'll happily take you through that process, help you get prepared, help you get ready to become a great contributor in the crypto space. And maybe if you're very good, help get a job working for one of the great companies that we work with. So if that's of interest, we will be. Luckily, the good thing about a code event, Steve used the term unlimited support. I can define that a bit further. It means we're always here, basically. It means we're always ready to do calls. You see so many Encode faces here. We're all around the Discord, we're all around the community. We'll be constantly reaching out to you saying, do you want to do a call? Do you want to discuss? If you've got an area of concern, there's many people in the Encode team that are specialized in helping you. And we hope that this is taken advantage of, and Laura's indeed put a candidate there. If you want to discuss career opportunities with her, feel free to put a slot directly into our diaries. In any event, what I recommend, the hackathon is a 4-week format. It's online, which means that this is mainly for your flexibility. You do not expect you to work exclusively for 4 weeks, but you do expect you to find time during the process in order to learn and to build a great project. And we know realistically it's always skewed towards the end. This is life, but we hope you invest a number of hours in building your project. Come talk to us about that project. We've got an ideation workshop coming up next week as well. That will be very nice. Very nice, and we'll give you some more ideas of things I'd like to see, things I'd like to fund in particular. But we hope that you put a lot of put some dedicated time into some weekends, some evenings. If you need a team, the best place to go is there's a Discord channel called Find Teammates. If you're not on the Discord, get on the Discord, introduce yourself. There's a kind of introductions channel, say hello. That social element matters so much. Just showing up sometimes is that key catalyst to finding a teammate or finding a friend, or getting an idea, or getting closer to a community. The BitDAO Discord is there as well for you to use. It's not geared up for the hackathon, but if you do want some more general community support, please do head over to that. That's pretty much it from me, except kind of one final rallying word, which is, I always say this, people don't realize how early they are when they're doing programs like this, when they're doing hackathons, accelerators, boot camps, courses. It's still very nascent. The technology is still not super established, and that creates an incredible opportunity for you guys just being here. And so stick to the course, come to the events, build a great project, find some teammates, and we look forward to seeing your future success, really. I now want to hand over to Kevin, who is going to say a few words on the BitDAO side. And thank you very much as well, Kevin, for all your support so far with everything we've kind of done so far. Kevin, just a little definition of what Kevin works at WindRanger, who are kind of helping run and maintain the kind of BitDAO ecosystem more broadly. So Kevin, I hand over to you to say a few words.
Thanks, Anthony. Hello, everybody. Wow, you said it perfectly. So I think I will only say a few words because I don't know if there's anything that you didn't cover. So first of all, thank you to Encode for putting this on. It's programs like these and organizations like theirs that make it easy to crack into this space, which is, up to this point, besides being very nascent, notoriously difficult to find your way around. Decentralized doesn't necessarily mean easy. It's not linear. So like Anthony said, congratulations on making it here as well. You are still part of the first wave of builders. So what BitDAO is right now the largest DAO-directed treasury on Earth. And very broadly, it's trying to drive the development of the decentralized builder economy at a massive scale. Over the last 150 days, BitDAO has allocated over $600 million to projects across gaming, layer 2 scaling technology, education, and still with billions in assets, still with billions in forecasted contributions. It's looking to do more and install DAOs across industries like gaming, like finance, media, entertainment, art, technology, you name it. And that's what we're here to unlock, that potential. The phrase DAO tooling itself doesn't sound terribly sexy or exciting, but when you look at how many billions of dollars of potential are locked behind these organizations and how difficult it is to coordinate their allocation both at large and small scales, we're talking about $1 million ideas here for what DAO tooling can become. But beyond that, it's going to revolutionize the way that we work, the way that we organize and allocate energy and capital, and what you build throughout this process could be the key to unlock all of that. So congratulations on making it here and joining the builder economy, because you are all builders. And I'm really excited and looking forward to what we can do together. So again, thank you to Encode. Thank you to all of you who showed up today, and best of luck throughout the hackathon.
Thank you very, very much, Kevin. And you said it right yourself. I mean, the ideas that could be produced in this hackathon, again, really could be incredible startups, protocols, and contributors to the ecosystem. And we've seen a number of those come out of Encode and hackathons at large. So I can't wait to see what you guys are going to build over the next 4 weeks or so. I now want to kind of take a few questions that are in chat, and then we'll kind of tidy up by looking forward to the rest of the events and the rest of what's coming up in the hackathon, particularly over the next week or so. I'm just going to run through the chat, and feel free to put any questions as you will have, as you think of them. I see one question, which is, what is the difference between BitDAO and DAO Hack categories in the Discord? So the BitDAO category is for the more broad education series we run. The DAO Hack is just specifically with this hackathon. So if anything related to the hackathon, please go to the DAO Hack part of the Discord. We do have events running, and there'll be another kind of run of general educational events, Encode, BitDAO, organize events to come, but that's just for the education series. So anything hackathon related, please go to the DAO Hack area of the Discord. Next question I see is that, is a recording going to be sent to us? Yes, it is. It absolutely will do. We will send it to all attendees of these events. What do you mean by tooling? Do you have any examples? Well, I'm now just going to refer to from, you should have been, if you've, by the way, if you haven't signed up to the hackathon already, that's absolutely fine. We'll share a registration link now because you might be coming to this event. I'm going to share just my screen and show you the challenges that are involved in this hackathon. There's two broad set of challenges that you could do, and you'll notice they are broad, emphasis on the word broad. One is tooling, one is build a DAO. The first, and I'm going to talk about the build a DAO one because that's the more straightforward and one that's easier to grasp. This is actually building all the various elements of a DAO to begin with. So what it could be, there's a technical aspect, which is, okay, what is the DAO going to be built on? Is it just going to be a Discord group? Is it going to have complex membership? Is it going to be membership linked to a token? Is it going to have its own set of smart contracts linked to decision making? There's all these things that you can kind of look at. The second aspect is, what is its goal? Now, a DAO, and we haven't really talked about this in the definitions, we kind of assumed it, but I think it's worth unpacking now. The purpose of a DAO is, definition is to be a decentralized autonomous organization. It's meant to unite people around a purpose or an end goal, and it's meant to do that using blockchain Lego, using blockchain building pieces. It's meant basically, ideally, in the best case, it is a decentralized way to run a protocol where we don't have to rely on any one individual. We can rely on code as law and a set of rules we agree upon. And a set of rules for allowing members and for making decisions, and for then, ideally, if in the best DAO use cases, doing something that we can track on chain. I think this is a very kind of key part. Doing something that we can track on chain and therefore link back to a smart contract. So you might build your own Constitution DAO. If anyone knows about the Constitution DAO story, which was a kind of crypto community driven initiative to buy a copy of the Constitution that was being sold at Sotheby's, and then maintain this like a kind of charity or trust. You might build your own investment DAO if you so wanted, investing in maybe games. You build your own guild. You might want to build your own community of developers on a particular ecosystem. There's many different things a DAO could be, but with that challenge, we encourage you to be quite creative in terms of both how you build it technically and what that goal is. And we're expecting to kind of see some level of traction, actually, if you are going to build a DAO, or at least a lot of technical kind of creativity. The good thing is, like, a DAO really can be as basic as a Discord group using Snapshot and Gnosis Safe, but you really can go much further with it in terms of functionality. In terms of DAO tooling, this is the thing we really want to focus on. You'll notice the prizes are skewed there. This is building the things to build DAOs. So one example is something like building your own version of DAO House, which is basically a platform or tool for literally building a DAO. Like it's like starting a company effectively. I think there's so much scope to build better versions of this. It's a good tool, but much better with far better functionality and far accommodating far better use cases. You might want to build a different version of something called Snapshot. Snapshot is a voting tool in crypto, which is allows you basically to sign transactions and therefore link to how many kind of tokens you own of a particular token. But again, there could be so much more functionality. You could build different voting mechanisms, different calculation methods, different different ways of voting, ways to kind of silo different parts of the community. Have this linked to, why is this just a website? Why can't it be linked to a Discord? Why isn't it linked to its own messaging? You can improve on Gnosis Safe. Gnosis Safe is a multi-sig, basically a smart contract that only executes based on the signing of a transaction by multiple parties. Again, this is nice, but why isn't this integrated into Snapshot directly? Or why isn't there a democratic way to vote in multi-sig members? Currently, you just have to like manually kind of pick them. I've already given you 3 such examples, and you can even go further. Can you build DeFi into DAOs? Maybe you could build a DAO that is a joint savings device, for instance. So you're answering the build a DAO and DAO all in one. And you could build easy integrations for connecting popular DeFi products like Arv and Compound and Curve directly into DAOs. Access control. So only if you use Colorblind is a tool that basically limits access to certain channels on a Discord or Telegram relative to, I've misspelled that wrong, relative to if you own a particular token. Why couldn't we apply this to other areas, maybe websites where the account is linked to your token? Owning a particular token in a DAO would be one such example. All of this is very nascent. All of it can be improved. And I think the best way to start is thinking about communication. Basically, can we improve on Discord? And then thinking of governance. How do we bet? If you had 1 million contributors, how do we want to organize that? Especially when there's no kind of elected representative government effectively apart from multi-sig. So hopefully that answers your question there. And also we should talk about DAOs in depth a bit more. What chain is preferred for building DAOs? Well, so we're quite honest here that the most activity in crypto, it happens on Ethereum and EVM, which means Ethereum virtual machines, so things that look and feel like Ethereum, even if the consensus is different. I don't think there's any reason, particularly given that while DAOs are popular, DAO tooling is very kind of new, and building a DAO is like quite simple at the moment when it could be much more complicated. I don't think you should be limited by Ethereum, and I actually don't think because there's so few building blocks to build on, I don't think it matters which chain. So pick the chain you're most comfortable with, which is a design choice. There's other hackathons and Encode programs teaching you about different protocols. So if you're happy with EVM, you're happy with Solidity, great. If you're a Rust dev, maybe you want to try Polkadot or Near or Terra or Solana, for instance. If you're Python based, maybe you want to use Viper and use Solidity or Algorand and PyTeal. It doesn't matter too much to us, and you won't be. If anything, I think we would reward you more if you did better chains apart from Ethereum, because I think you can do some quite cool things there. Ideally, it has a bridge back to Ethereum, just because I think long-term sustainably, you do want chains to have bridges, just so it's all connected, but that's a different point. What is the format of a technical paper? Do all submissions require one? No. So the requirements of a submission are a deck, a video, a demo link, and an option presentation. For us, the video, the explanation of what you built, which is like a paragraph, and the demo link is more than sufficient. And actually for us, the most important thing is the video, because that's the thing we look at first. It means we don't have to run anything locally, which might break. What do you say, traction members? I mean, it would be, if you're building a DAO, I would expect to go onto a Discord and see like its early members talking and being active. That would be my test. And I think if you build that, that's a great kind of that's a great test that your DAO is working. Should it be taught on mainnet? So we don't insist on mainnet, but I think it's more impressive when it is. So if you want to do better in the hackathon, I suggest that you do it on mainnet. One thing to flag as well, so when you submit, there'll be roughly 3 or 4 week judging period. At the start of that, we'll pick the best 8 to 12 projects, and they will go forward to a final. And then that final, they'll pitch for some overall top prizes in the hackathon. And basically, there's 2 stages if you're one of the best projects. There's the initial kind of submission, and then there's a 3-minute pitch at a final, which we also invite the BitDAO team, or the BitDAO community, and also investors as well along. And the final judging panel will be a nice prestigious mix of people from the BitDAO community. For DAO team, I'm thinking about a platform that educates, incentivizes more active participation and governance. Great, fantastic. I think that's absolutely needed. Would love to book a call with Steve. We'd love to kind of hear more about your idea and then maybe help tailor it. As I say, we have strong ideas and then strong incentives to invest in those ideas. So if you're looking for an idea or direction, we'll more than happily provide it.
Awesome. Thanks, Anthony. Great questions, everybody. If you have any more questions in the future, don't hesitate to reach out to me over Discord, or when I post my Calendly link, don't hesitate to book one of those. Great feedback we can give there. Thanks to everyone who joined today. I know we had a lot of numbers from people all over the world. Great launch event. Thanks to BitDAO for sponsoring us, and Anthony for kind of talking a little more, and Kevin as our sponsor from BitDAO to kind of show a little more what BitDAO is doing. Thanks again for everybody coming, and we hope to see your project soon.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Well done for taking part, and see you on the one-on-ones.